Everyone get your Ron Paul gifts ready because it's happening. It's finally back. The Reclaimer 18, the beloved Spaz 12, one of the most iconic shotguns in just video game history, is finally back in Warzone. And while that is exciting to see, and it's just great to have it back because I love Modern Warfare guns, and this one in particular, they did such a great job with the sound design and the feel for it. Unfortunately, it kind of sucks for the most part. The pump action version of this gun is just downright terrible. It's going to take 4 shots at anything past like 5 meters, which basically means it's just a shadow of its former self, to put it poetically. The semi-auto mode is kind of funny because it can 2-shot up close if you're fully aimed down sights. It deals about 175 damage, but that's only out to about 1.5 meters. And even though the time to kill is 300 milliseconds for that 2-shot, that's really nice. It only extends out to 1.5 meters, and then after that it takes 600, and then after that it takes 900. This thing takes a lot of shots to kill at far distances, and it's just not worth it in semi-automatic mode either. Both the pump and the semi modes for this gun are just downright terrible in a lot of ways. They're very unforgiving. Even with the 2-shot in the semi-auto mode, if you scuff a shot, your time to kill bumps up 300 milliseconds for each missed shot, so it can really get you killed, and while it has potential, still not worth it. The base guns, pump, and the semi modes are just not worth it. But the reason I wanted to make this video in particular is because I know some of you guys out there probably want to use this gun. They want to find something that kind of works to be able to use it because it's just such a fun gun and it feels so satisfying. And for that, I have a build for you, and it is this one right here. We are going to be rocking slugs on the Reclaimer 18. And you might be thinking, why the hell are we using slugs? Because this thing actually does pack some punch, especially with headshots, and really it's a great way to run the shotgun, and probably the best we have so far, at least until it hopefully gets another buff. This is an aim down sight speed focused build with just clean iron sights because I love the Spaz 12 iron sights. Just don't rock no stock on it if you want to rock the iron sights. But this thing is snappy, it's quick, it's got great handling, great mobility. The sprint to fire is great, and you need to worry about that on this shotgun like other shotguns. This thing is awesome. And now I want to share with you guys why it's actually so good. The nice thing about slugs is they just pack a lot of punch, and there is a 2-shot range to this with just body shots. If you're basically hitting stomach and up and you're not hitting like lower arms or anything, your 2-shot is around 7.9 meters. That's with the base gun. You can put a barrel on it to get more range or a muzzle attachment, but that's really not too bad. For slugs, it's kind of bad. Like, I think it should be a little bit better than that for slugs, of course, but for most shotgun standards we have thus far, that's really not bad. The caveat is you have to be pinpoint accurate. Now, while that range is kind of disappointing for a slug shotgun, it needs to be better in my opinion. The real kicker here is headshots. Now, you might see the headshot damage at first and see, wow, this is a 1-shot kill. It's not. It's actually capped in-game at 295 for whatever reason. Really sad to see. They definitely need to bring in some 1-shot headshots for slugs, but it still does a ton of damage. And the real kicker here is that when you're out at that 20-meter mark, as long as you hit 1 headshot, all you have to do is just kind of nick them on the body, the upper body, and you will get a 2-shot kill. So this is really fun if you're a marksman rifle style player, if you like to hit headshots, and I promise you guys, it does deal some great damage, and it's usable up close. Again, it has a 2-shot potential of 7.9 meters, which isn't amazing, but as long as you're hitting stomach or up, you're basically getting a 2-shot kill. So it's definitely usable. It's just a little bit harder to use than some might think because there's no spread. And if they have like any health missing at all it takes is that 1 headshot up close and they're just gone. So it deals a ton of headshot damage. That's the real kicker here. Aim high and you will be surprised how good this thing can be as long as you can put in the work and get used to using it. Now, it's not all sunshine and daisies using this because even though the headshot damage is high, it's slugs. And one of the big things with slugs, especially these older shotguns, their muzzle velocity is super bad. If you notice, it's probably worse than a lot of pistols from Black Ops 6. A lot of SMGs are better than this when it comes to muzzle velocity. Just shoot up in the sky and you'll see it just kind of shoots like a grenade launcher at some point. It shoots slow. It's a little bit to get used to, especially if they're moving left and right and they're, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 meters away from you. You have to get used to how it feels. So I suggest going into Plunder, getting a feel for how it is. And once you kind of get the knack for it, how much you have to aim, how high you have to aim, where to lead, it can feel pretty fun. And it is very satisfying because, again, they did such a good job just tuning this gun and how it feels and how it shoots and how it sounds. So it's a real pity not to find a way to use this gun. And in my opinion, slugs are definitely the best way to go for a decent player out there. While we are talking about this gun, the aftermarket part is available to use again. It did catch a nerf since it was in the game last. Before, it was dealing about 180 damage per shot. Like if you were up close, just 1 tap from 1 gun, 180. That's been lowered to 140. So to basically sum it up with the aftermarket part, as long as you're at that 3-meter mark and you basically 2-tap, meaning you fire both guns at the same time and you do that twice, you'll basically 2-tap them out of existence out to that 3-meter mark. Past that, it's going to take 3 shots. So boom, boom, boom. But of course you have pellet spread. It's kind of wide. It weakens over distance. So keep that in mind if you're trying to challenge people. And their effective range is basically 9 meters. After that, you can't get a hit with this thing. So it's serviceable. It's not like crazy overpowered. It's not super weak. It's a fun, viable way to run it if you're just looking to try something different. It's definitely for one-on-ones only. I don't recommend this in like trios and quads unless you can kind of manage engagements well, but it's fine. It doesn't need a buff. It doesn't need a nerf. I think it's totally serviceable as is, but for this video, slugs are the real kicker here, and I definitely think you guys should all check out slugs. Just try to get used to them, and I promise you they will be super rewarding. I know I had a blast using them, and it was great just to have another Spaz 12 in the game. Before I end the video, I just want to share my thoughts on the gun. I think it's pretty sad how bad this gun is without slugs and just kind of the base gun overall. It definitely needs some love. There's no reason this should be taking in a pump action form 4 shots at like 5 meters. That just makes absolutely no sense to me from a balance perspective. It's just so bad. So please, if any devs are watching, give this gun the love it deserves. And also for slugs, make them one-shot headshot. There's absolutely no reason at this point in the game's life cycle with the time to kills and with the snipers and with the Kar 98 being a one-shot headshot where we can't have slug shotguns do the same if they're pump actions or the double barrel. Make them one-shot headshot, and not just in their first damage range. Give them 10, 20, 30 meters of distance for one-shot headshots. I think it's totally fine to have them as an alternative to marksman rifles. Just buff the other snipers and marksman rifles as well. Okay, and with all that out of the way, I want to know down below in the comments, what do you guys think about the Reclaimer 18? Do you like it with slugs like I do, or do you prefer using it with the aftermarket part? And with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.